Assalamualaikum students, I am Fatma here. I am Alhamdulillah fine. Hopefully you are fine too. Dear student, this is 6th lecture of class 5th, unit number 2, Geography of Pakistan, chapter number 5, our country. Dear students, open page number 35, unit number 2, Geography of Pakistan, chapter number 5, our country. A land of contrast. If you travel from one end of Pakistan to the other, you will see that Pakistan is full of contrast. This means that some parts of land are very different from the others. To the south, you will see the stretch of the Makran coastline along the Arabian Sea. Further inland in Balochistan are the plateaus and deserts rich in minerals. Towards the east, hot dusty plains and the dunes of third deserts. As you move north, you will come to farmland and orchards, lush with crops. Still further north, you will see green colorful valleys with towering snow-capped mountains in the background. There are beautiful lakes and fast-flowing rivers. All these different types of landscapes show how interesting and varied the life in Pakistan. The climate and landforms of a particular place have a great influence on many aspects of life like occupations, food, dress, entertainment and income. This is why in Pakistan there are so many different kinds of people who have different lives. The old and the new. Pakistan is a land where great civilizations such as Indus Valley civilization existed in the past. In some places there are the buildings or the remains of buildings that remind us of our history and ancestors. In modern cities like Islamabad or Karachi, there are many fine new buildings. These remind us that Pakistan is a developing nation. When we travel in an aeroplane, a train or a car, we are reminded that Pakistan has a modern communication and transportation network that can transport us to any part of the country of the world. Although we are still a mainly agricultural society, improved communication network means that even remote areas of the country are accessible and informed about national issues. Continued development of rural areas, that is village areas, is an ongoing priority for our government. Many people are beginning to have improved access to education, hospitals, clean drinking water and job opportunities. The growing population means that there is increased competition for jobs and that more skilled professionals are needed. Highly educated professionals such as doctors, teachers, IT specialists, accountants and engineers are in demanded here and abroad. A more educated population requires more job opportunities and the government tries to provide these by investing in different employment sectors. This is done by improving infrastructure, roads, transport links, etc. Investing in the industrial, agriculture and government sectors and authoring commercial building projects, hotels, malls, cinemas and other leisure centers. The CPEC is abbreviation of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It is a fine example of how Pakistan is playing an important role in promoting international trade as well as building its own economy. The CPEC is an international transport route which was directly linked Gwadar port with China Jiangxing. Gilgit-Baltistan. Gilgit and Hunza are in the beautiful mountainous areas to the very north of Pakistan. It is home to K2, the second highest mountain peak of the world. The Baltic Fort in the Hunza Valley dates back to 808 CE. People in this region speak many different languages including Shina, Bhulshaki, Balti, Khowar, Wakhi, Gujari, Ladakhi and Dhomaki. Pakistan has a population of 207 million according to the 2017 census. Some important cities. Karachi is the largest, followed by Lahore, Faisalabad, Rawalpindi, Hyderabad, Multan and Gujranwala. Quetta and Islamabad are the smallest cities. Islamabad became the capital of Pakistan in 1959. Before then, Karachi was the capital. It is a new city designed by world-famous planners and architects. Located at the base of Margala Hills, this city is divided into residential, business, recreational, industrial, government and diploma section. all lined with flowering shady trees, and there are many beautiful parks and gardens. It is the seat of the government, so all the important government institutions and all the foreign embassies are located here in Islamabad. Some of well-known buildings are Supreme Court, the Pakistan Monument, the Presidency, the Secretariat, the Quaid-e-Azam University, the National Assembly, the Maneco, Shah Faisal Mosque, the museum, the Rawal Lake, a rose and jasmine garden, the Lok Virsa, a heritage museum, and Shrine of Bari Imam. Karachi. In 1947, Karachi was the capital of Pakistan. At that time, it was a small fishing village. Later, the village became a well-known Karachi and grew up into a big bustling city. It is the main port because the national harbour at Kimadi. In the 19th century, the British ruled Sindh. They moved the capital from Hyderabad to Karachi. Streets were built and highways, railways and buildings were constructed. Karachi is a modern city with hotels, banks, cinemas, shops, wide boulevards and a new international airport named after Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Jinnah International Airport is the largest in Pakistan. Karachi continues to be an industrial center and there are two large industrial estates, Sindh Industrial and Trading Estate Site and the Kurangi Industrial Area. It is also the financial and business capital and has the largest stock exchange in the country. Some of the well-known buildings are Frere Hall, Bagh-e Jinnah, the High Court, the Municipal Corporation Building, the Cotton Exchange, the Governor House, the Sindh Club, Karachi, Gymkhana, St. Andrew's Church, St. Patrick's Cathedral and Jahangir Kotari Parade. Visitors can see the Quaid-e-Azam Mausoleum, the National Museum, the Maritime Museum, amusement parks, beaches at Clifton, Sandspit, Hawke's Bay and Paradise Point. Lahore. Lahore is an ancient city on the east bank of the river Ravi. It has been known by different names. The oldest record go back to the 2nd century CE. In the early 11th century, it came under Muslim rule and grew as a center of Islamic culture and learning. It is also gained importance as a center of trade and commerce. In the 13th century, it was destroyed by the Mongol herders Genghis Khan and later by Timur. Babur, the founder of Mughal Empire, followed by other Mughal emperors, turned Lahore into an important city. These rulers fortified Lahore and constructed large beautiful buildings. The Mughals were followed by Sikhs in the early part of the 19th century and then by the British. After independence in 1947, Lahore was expanded further as a capital of the province of Punjab. Today, it has a population of about 11 million. It is a modern city but also contains some fascinating examples of old architecture. For example, Old Mughal walled city, Lahore Fort, Moti Masjid, Wazir Khan Masjid, Badshahi Masjid, Shalimar Garden. Visitors to the city can also see Minar-e-Pakistan. Rawalpindi developed as a military center and today it is the headquarters of Pakistan Armed Forces. It is an important trade and commercial center only 20 km away from Islamabad. Peshawar. Peshawar, the capital of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, is a city with a long history dating back to ancient times. It is a gateway between Central Asia and the subcontinent. Peshawar guards the Khyber Pass. It is through this pass that armies, peoples and cultures entered this region and moved to Central Asia. For centuries, Peshawar was the center of some remarkable civilization such as Gandhara and the Kushan Empire. The Peshawar Museum contains an impressive collection of Gandharan artifacts. Peshawar was also an important city of Mughal Empire. Qissa Kahani Bazaar, Chowk Yadgar and Mohabbat Khan Masjid in Peshawar are also worth visiting. Besides sightseeing, tourists can go trekking, mountaineering, fishing and hunting and take part in many other activities. Pakistanis have always been good at sports and we have some world-class sports teams here. Our cricket and hockey teams and our squash players are well known throughout the world. We also have many sports facilities and export sports equipment. A nuclear future. Pakistan is the first Islamic country to have developed a nuclear facility. Pakistan tested its nuclear capability at Chaghi in Balochistan in May 1998. Thus, Pakistan is committed to the peaceful use of nuclear energy, especially for power plants to supply electricity. You have already read about some of the many of the ways of government works for its people. One key role is the government to provide public services and goods for the benefit of all the people. Services include a national defense force, the police, and fire protection. Public goods are economic products. Public goods and services. Public goods or services are benefits provided to the citizens by the government. Their use by one or more citizens does not reduce their availability to others. Public transport, roads, bridges, national security, water supply and clean environment, parks, hospitals, education and the cultivation and the availability of food crops are just a few examples of public goods and services. Private goods and services. Private goods are opposite to the public ones. It belongs to anyone. Example of private services are getting a haircut, eating at a restaurant and having your clothes tailored. The armed forces. Pakistan Army and Navy and Air Force have always played an important part in the country's history. Our armed forces are modern, well equipped and quite capable of defending our country. A part of UN social services. The government of Pakistan has to make sure that all its different departments functions properly. The federal government and the provincial governments are responsible for running state hospitals, schools and colleges, saving schemes, libraries and welfare organizations to help the people. In recent years, Pakistan has been faced with a very serious problem of terrorism. Terrorism means to cause fear or terror in someone. Terrorists are not supported by any religion in the world and have their own motives. They use violence to target specific groups of people or the government of a country and make unlawful demands for these things they want, such as arms, weapons or money. Dear students, these are book reading questions of unit number 2, chapter number 5 from 1 to 25. Write these questions on sticky note and paste on the relevant pages. Later, I will mark the answer of these questions on your book. Open page number 36. Page number 36. The answer of question number 1 book reading is from here to income. Question number 2 book reading answer is from here to past. Pakistan to past. Question number 3 book reading is on page number 37 from here to here. Question number 4 book reading is from here to here. The answer of question number 5 is from commercial building to center. The answer of question number 6 book reading is from here to here and then from here to here. The answer of question number 7 book reading is from here to here. The answer of question number 8 book reading is from here to here. Question number 9 book reading is from here to here. The answer of 10th book reading is from here to here. Only underline words or places. The answer of question number 11th book reading is from here to here. Question number 12 book reading answer is from here to here. Mark all these answers on your book. This is page number 39. 13 book reading answer is from here to here, but only underline places. The answer of question number 14 book reading is from here to here. Now open page number 40. The answer of 15 book reading is from here to here. The answer of 16 book reading is from here to here. The answer of 17 book reading is from Old Mughal walled city till Shalimar Gardens. The answer of 18 book reading is from here to Silk Trade Route. Answer of question number 19 book reading is on page number 41 from here to here. Answer of question number 20 book reading is from here to here. Answer of question number 21 book reading is from here to here, but only underline places. Now open page number 42. The answer of question number 22 is, did you know, from here to here. The answer of question number 23 is, from here Pakistan tested to May 1998. From here to here. Now open page number 44. The answer of question number 24 book reading is from here to here. The last question is question number 25. The answer is from here to here. Dear students, mark all these answers on your book and paste the questions on sticky note and paste on the relevant pages.